What's up, guys? Nicotina here. Now, we're going to talk about a tweet that was put out today by Carpenter, an actress who worked on many different films and movies, but also worked on the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer with Joss Whedon. Now, in this 2-page tweet, which is more of a letter describing what happened on the set, it describes how Joss treated her, especially during her pregnancy, made her feel that she was sabotaging the show. Just really, really bad stuff, you guys. So let's go over the details right now and get to the bottom of what is really going on here. For nearly 2 decades, I've held my tongue and even made excuses for certain events that traumatize me to this day. Joss Whedon abused his power on numerous occasions while working together on the sets of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. While he found his misconduct amusing, it only served to intensify my performance anxiety, dispower me, and alienate me from my peers. The disturbing incidents triggered a chronic physical condition from which I still suffer. It is with a beating, heavy heart that I say I coped in isolation and at times destructively. Last summer, when Ray Fisher publicly accused Joss of abusive and unprofessional behavior toward the cast and crew during reshoots on the Justice League set in 2017, it gutted me. Joss has a history of being casually cruel. He has created hostile and toxic work environments since his early career. I know because I experienced it firsthand repeatedly. Like his ongoing passive-aggressive threats to fire me, which wreaks havoc on a young actor's self-esteem, and callously calling me fat to colleagues when I was 4 months pregnant, weighing 126 pounds. He was mean, inviting, disparaging about others openly, and often played favorites, pitting people against one another to compete and vie for his attention and approval. He called me for a sit-down meeting to interrogate and berate me regarding a rosary tattoo I got to help me feel more spiritually grounded in an increasingly volatile work climate that affected me physically. Joss intentionally refused multiple calls from my agent, making it impossible to connect with him to tell him the news that I was pregnant. Finally, once Joss was appraised of the situation, he requested a meeting with me. In that closed-door meeting, he asked me if I was going to keep it and manipulatively weaponize my motherhood and faith against me. He proceeded to attack my character, mock my religious beliefs, accuse me of sabotaging the show, and then unceremoniously fired me the following season once I gave birth. At 6 months pregnant, I was asked to report to work at 1 a.m. after my doctor recommended shortening my work hours. Due to long and physically demanding days and the emotional stress of having to defend my needs as a working pregnant woman, I began to experience Braxton Hicks contractions. It was clear to me the 1 a.m. call was retaliatory. Back then, I felt powerless and alone. With no other option, I swallowed the mistreatment and carried on. After all, I had a baby on the way, and I was the primary breadwinner of my growing family. Unfortunately, all this was happening during one of the most wonderful times in new motherhood. All that promise and joy sucked right out, and Josh was the vampire. Despite the harassment, a part of me still sought his validation. I made excuses for his behavior and repressed my own pain. I have even stated publicly at conventions that I'd work with him again. Only recently, after years of therapy and a wake-up call from the Time's Up movement, do I understand the complexities of this demoralized thinking. It is impossible to understand the psyche without enduring the abuse. Our society and industry vilify the victims and glorify the abusers for their accomplishments. The onus is on the abused with an expectation to accept and adapt to be employable. No accountability on the transgressor who sails on unscathed, unrepentant, remorseless. These memories and more have weighed on my soul like bricks for nearly half my life. I wish I had said something sooner. I had composure and courage all those years ago, but I muted myself in shame and conditioned silence. With tears welling, I feel an overwhelming sense of responsibility to Ray and the others for remaining private about the experience with JOSS and the suffering it has caused me. It was abundantly evident that JOSS has persisted in his harmful actions, continuing to create wreckage in his wake. My hope now, by finally coming forward about these experiences, is to create space for the healing and for others who I know have experienced similar serialized abuses of power. Recently, I participated in the Warner Media's Justice League investigation because I believe Ray to be a person of integrity who is telling the truth. His firing as Cyborg in The Flash was the last straw for me. Although I am not shocked, I am deeply pained by it. It troubles and saddens me that in 2021, professionals still have to choose between whistleblowing in the workplace and job security. It has taken me so long to muster the courage to make this statement publicly. The gravity of it is not lost on me. As a single mother whose family's livelihood is dependent on my craft, I'm scared. Despite my fear about its impact on my future, I can no longer remain silent. This is overdue and necessary. It's time. Well, there you have it, guys. Pretty damning information towards Joss Whedon. If this all is true, I hope he never works on a set ever again. Guys, leave your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about the post from Charisma Carpenter? Remember to smash that like button and hit that bell notification button so you're always aware of any new content my channel puts out. And I'll see you guys next time.